Your roof claim may already be getting analyzed by software before anyone from the insurance company ever climbs a ladder. Aerial images can measure roof geometry. Computer vision can flag possible damage. Remote inspection platforms can organize photographs and measurements. And some systems can move that information directly into the estimating workflow. But roofing contractors need to understand one thing. Speed is not the same as completeness. And I want to be precise about the title of this video. I am not saying every insurance company has a robot programmed to cheat homeowners. The available industry data does not show that AI is routinely making final roof claim settlement decisions by itself. What is happening is more subtle. AI, remote imagery, automated measurements, third-party inspections, and desk-based workflows are increasingly shaping the information that reaches the adjuster. And if that first picture of the loss is incomplete, the first estimate can be incomplete too. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners surveyed 194 homeowners insurers. 70% said they were using, planning to use, or exploring AI or machine learning somewhere in their operations. 54% reported using it in claims. Common uses included claims triage and evaluating images of a loss, but only 2 companies in that survey said they were using AI to determine settlement amounts. So the real story is not, the robot replaced the adjuster. The real story is, the adjuster may be reviewing a file that technology has already measured, filtered, categorized, photographed, or analyzed. And that changes what contractors need to pay attention to. This trend is growing quickly. Different research firms disagree on the exact size of the AI in insurance market, but prominent forecasts currently show annual growth in roughly the mid-30% range. Why are carriers investing so heavily? Because automation solves real operational problems. After a major hailstorm, thousands of claims can arrive in a short period of time. Putting an experienced adjuster physically on every roof can be slow, expensive, and sometimes unsafe. So carriers and technology vendors have built more ways to collect property information remotely. Travelers publicly describes virtual inspections, exterior measurements generated from smartphone photographs, and drone inspections for appropriate claims. Allstate says that for most wind and hail claims, an approved inspection vendor goes to the property, documents and photographs the damage, and sends that information to an adjuster, who then reviews the file and makes the coverage determination. EagleView says its Assess platform uses drone imagery with machine learning and artificial intelligence to detect roof abnormalities. The company has also expanded that workflow to provide repair estimates that can connect with estimating platforms including Xactimate. None of that is automatically bad. Technology can improve speed, safety, and consistency. And AI is not inherently designed to reduce claims. In some situations, it may identify conditions a person misses. The important question is, what information did the system actually have? There is another important point here. The technology usually does not work in isolation. The adjuster may receive a package built from measurements, images, vendor reports, or automated classifications. If one of those upstream inputs misses a legitimate roof condition, that omission can carry forward unless somebody catches it. That is why contractors should focus less on arguing about whether AI is good or bad and more on whether the actual file matches the actual property. A roof is not just a rectangle and a shingle count. Aerial imagery can be extremely useful for roof geometry. But geometry is not scope. Hover, which provides digital property measurement and insurance technology, says ground-level imagery can capture details aerial imagery may miss, including roof edges, soffits, line segments, and fascia. Now apply that to a real roof claim. The software might know the roof is 32 squares. Great. But does the estimate include the correct starter, ridge cap, drip edge, valley treatment, pipe boots, wall or chimney flashing, ridge vent, detach and reset operations, steep or high charges where legitimately applicable, solar-related work, damaged gutters, downspouts, fascia, screens, or other exterior components? And what happens when tear-off reveals a legitimate condition that could not be seen in an aerial photograph taken before production? That is the core problem. An automated measurement can be accurate while the repair scope built around it is still incomplete. Xactimate is extremely powerful, but Xactimate is still a tool. A measurement does not automatically decide every operation required on a specific project. Somebody still has to select the line items, confirm quantities, use the appropriate pricing information, document the scope, and manage corrections or supplements. And every roof is different. A simple walkable gable roof is not the same estimating problem as a steep cut-up roof. A roof with no penetrations is not the same as one with pipe boots, vents, wall transitions, and a chimney. A standard roof is not the same as a solar-equipped roof. And a roof photographed before tear-off cannot show every condition that becomes visible during production. That is why the first estimate should be treated as something to review, not something to blindly assume is complete. There is another risk. Once an automated or highly standardized workflow creates the first usable scope, that scope becomes the starting point everybody sees. A desk adjuster may still be the human making the decision, but that person may be reacting to photographs, measurements, damage classifications, and vendor reports produced earlier in the process. NIST warns that turning complicated real-world situations into measurable data can remove important context. So when somebody says, AI lowballed this roof, the more useful question is, was the roof underscoped because the workflow depended on remote or automated inputs that did not capture the full real-world condition? That is a problem a contractor can actually investigate. This is where human Xactimate review matters. A good review should not begin with, how can we make this estimate bigger? It should begin with, does this estimate accurately describe the legitimate work supported by this specific project? Start with the actual carrier estimate and review it line by line. Compare it with the roof measurement report. Compare it with the inspection photographs. Compare it with the actual components on the property. Check the quantities. Check whether documented damaged components made it into the scope. Check whether a necessary operation supported by the project was omitted. Then support the difference. If you are requesting flashing, show the flashing condition. If the quantity is wrong, show the measurement. If specialty work is required, keep the specialty bid. If a hidden condition becomes visible during tear-off, photograph it before you cover it back up. If there is a legitimate project-specific cost issue, document it instead of simply changing the final number. That gives the reviewer something concrete to evaluate. And this part matters. A supplement is a scope and cost documentation tool. It is not a way to rewrite the insurance policy. A supplement cannot turn ACV coverage into RCV coverage. It cannot erase the homeowner's deductible. It cannot make a legitimate exclusion disappear. It cannot automatically make valid non-recoverable depreciation recoverable. And submitting a requested line item does not guarantee the carrier will approve it. Coverage still comes from the policy and the carrier's coverage determination. The estimating side is about accurately documenting legitimate differences in repair scope or cost. So what should a roofing contractor do as claims become more automated? First, get the actual carrier estimate. Do not evaluate the claim from the check amount alone. You need to know what operations are actually included. Second, compare that estimate with the real project. Not another roof, not another supplement. This roof, these measurements, these photographs, these components. Third, document conditions before they disappear. Once an important condition is covered by underlayment or new shingles, proving what existed becomes much harder. Fourth, separate the claim into 3 categories: what is already included correctly, what is legitimately missing or incorrect, and what should not be requested. That last category matters. The goal is not to throw every possible Xactimate line item at the carrier. The goal is to produce a file where every requested difference has a reason and evidence behind it. Fifth, make the supplement easy for another human to review. Measurement. Photograph. Line item. Short note. Invoice or specialty bid when relevant. Keep the evidence connected to the request. And that is the role we built American Roof Supplements to play. We are not trying to replace the contractor in the field, and we are not pretending technology is the enemy. We provide the human estimating layer between what actually happened at the property and what actually made it into the Xactimate scope. Because as insurance claims become faster, more remote, and more automated, somebody still has to ask one basic question. Did the estimate actually include the work? If you have a carrier estimate that does not seem to match the roof in front of you, schedule an appointment through American Roof Supplements. We can review the documentation you have, compare it with the existing scope, and help prepare a supported Xactimate estimate or supplement where appropriate. For new customers, the first estimate or supplement is free. Residential Xactimate estimates are $50. If American Roof Supplements prepared that estimate and the job is approved, the follow-up supplement is $100. A standalone residential supplement is $150. Supported revisions are free, and eligible residential files carry a 72-hour turnaround guarantee, excluding Sundays and major holidays, or the service is free. There are no monthly fees and no minimum number of jobs. You only send us work when you need it. AI can process a roof fast. A human still has to understand the job.